Hola, buenos días, soy Nico. So today we're going to be talking about something that is extremely serious. I'm going to try to treat it with the severity that it deserves. But before we get started, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on Patreon at patreon.com/Nicosaesthetics. More exclusive lives, weekly videos to be a part of the podcast, which will be airing. It'll probably be a simultaneous air. When this video drops, I'll probably upload the podcast. I'm going to stop giving it a specific day because I feel like every time I put it on Monday, it's the fact that I have a crunch time deadline that I don't compete with it. So I'm going to upload them in due time. Just be patient. We have the episodes loaded. I just got to do some editing. But yes, let's get started. So today's video is going to be about Dreamybull. Nico, who is that? I'm finna buzz. Yeah, that person. I don't know if you understood that reference, but on Twitter, there is a adult performer. He is not gay. He is not gay for pay. He is a heterosexual man that enjoys stimulation. Nico, he be taking some big up there. It's gotten close to activities at times, and it's not necessarily my cup of tea because I like everything that's inside to stay inside, but that's just me personally, you know. But he's into that heavy play, and he's been around for a few years, and he keeps becoming a meme because through simulation he receives powerful, and through those his eyes roll back, his face drops. It's like he basically has the life sucked out of his body through his, which is like an interesting thing to watch, just on like as a case study kind of thing, because I don't actually like get those videos, so I just be watching them and using them as reacts like everyone does, because it's just like I'm finna buzz. But that's not why we're here, you know. It's funny. I can make these jokes. I'm now a meme. I can do these things. But he said that the memes are fine, but people are beginning to cross the line. Basically, allegedly, someone is claiming that he paid Dreamybull $150 for a custom video. So, Dreamybull allegedly did not follow through on these claims. This is the reason these people are giving for doxing him. And Dreamy said he is taking pictures and using each one of these comments as evidence in a case that he's going to open, because at this point it is now becoming a danger to not only him, but to his wife and children. Nico, he has a wife and children, 2 young children at that. And the only reason I know that is because someone partially doxed him last year, I believe, or the year before that. Time flies. But they posted his pictures on social media and they're like, wow, he's straight, and wow, he's married to a white woman and they have a family and blah, 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 blah. Obviously, I'm not going to insert those pictures because it's wrong to dox people, especially sex workers with a whole family unit. Just because people are now showing up to his home where he, his wife, and his 2 small children live, and they're beginning to antagonize him. They're beginning to knock on the door, try to talk to it. It's very bizarre behavior, and you would think that it's not real, but some people have no concept of personal space. Some people have no concept of privacy. Just because someone is a worker and essentially turns their to the product does not mean that it invalidates their humanity at the end of the day. And I say that because you're not only affecting him. I understand if your beef was with him, if he took $150 from you, you was a sucker, you got licked, you wanted to run up on him. That's one thing. You putting his children in harm's way for $150? Girl, be serious, because at the end of the day, you should have taken it up with either OnlyFans or the police. I honestly do not know the proper legal avenues to get your digital currency back from a content creator that did not provide the product at the end of the day. So I'm just going to be real with you, but I feel like going that extra mile and putting not only him, but 2 small children and an innocent woman in harm's way, it's not cool. Especially because at the end of the day, he doesn't really bother anybody. To my knowledge, he logs on, he does his exaggerated faces, he posts his booty videos. Y'all like it. I personally do not like seeing it's not up to me. It's not my cup of tea. But he doesn't really have conversations online, to my knowledge. He posts, he goes back to his family life. y'all putting them in danger for something as minuscule as $150. Nico, $150, it is a good amount of money. You could put that towards something that's useful, but it's not worth somebody's life because people are actually showing up on his doorstep. So definitely drop your opinions down below. How do you feel about this? How do you feel when content creators promise you a certain product, especially for a premium price, and it just doesn't come through? How do you feel about performers having their personal space invaded? How do you feel about people getting doxxed online, especially when they are sex workers? So we know that the legal system is not going to be on their side, and they do not have the proper social network to navigate having better security or just living in a safe space, especially when he has two small children. Because it's one thing, you know, doxing somebody in general is horrific. I would never, I always say we should know less about each other. You should not put your personal information on the internet. It's not something that's good. Nothing can come from that. Nothing positive, at least. But in this situation, you're not only putting him in danger. There's like two innocent children in this. I don't know about his wife. His wife lets him do his work. He provides. He's a provider. He's family man, whatever. But I'm more worried about the kids, because at that point, y'all are putting them in danger for something that their father did for no reason other, especially because y'all aren't affected by it. Like, if it was he scammed each and every one of y'all, that would be one thing. But y'all have people jumping in doxing him because, oh, well, you scammed old boy over there, so I'm just gonna repeat the message. Like, y'all need to start realizing these are human beings. Y'all are putting them in actual danger because y'all think, oh, I'm just saying this information, it's gonna be cool, nothing gonna happen. There are some unhinged people in this world waiting to find out where you are so they can get at you. Like, it's really terrifying when you sit down and think about it. Because horror movies, you know, those scary shows where there's a in the background, he's creeping up on you, he's gonna get you. That actually happens. Like, people could actually be harmed. So that's why I'm not like joking or condoning this. Like, it's horrific. Like, I had to sit back and watch like what is happening in real time. But yeah, definitely drop your opinions down below, because honestly, I don't think $150 equates to the lives of an entire family being put at risk. But at the same time, I understand you're upset. There are just proper avenues to go through if that was really the reason, because that's just what somebody said was the reason they're doxing him. At the end of the day, the general populace do not know why you're leaking this man's personal information. But yes, definitely drop your opinions down below. Boop. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, Darnell P. and Ryan. Thank you so much for your continued patronage, and I really appreciate you guys. And this week's live stream conversation is going to be about colorist comments, new and old, kind of a ripple effect from what happened last week on Twitter, and how we should basically address the colorist comments a lot of people have stated and how it affected people growing up. If that sounds interesting, definitely tune in.